Yeah, for loving me. And knowing that all I've ever done for you is just given you that love right back. You know, it's all I've ever done is just loved you all with all my heart. And I know now that, you know what? For all of us guys, that's enough. You know, I'm going to go out into that space for whatever difference it may be. It's probably just perception that it's even different in this space, but I'm going to go out into that space and I'm just going to love everybody with all my heart. And you know what? I'm willing to live with whatever happens, doesn't happen, or anything in between. Because I know that that's all I've ever done, and that's really all I can do. And you know what? It's all that you all can do here. All you can do is just be in that space of honesty and truth and love people with all your heart. And then just let the practice work. So that's been the last week of my life. Isn't that interesting? So you were all a part of it. I thought, and the thing is when I first found the sign and I knew this was all going to happen, you notice I posted right away, right? Okay, because in a moment of clarity, this is beautiful, remember this everybody. In a moment of divine clarity, instill a healthy amount of accountability. Okay?
Yes.
It's very important to instill a level of healthy accountability when you have divine clarity, because in the moment of divine clarity, you're absent of fear. And you see it exactly as it should be. And when you do, hold yourself accountable to the vision of divinity without fear. Because then you're in. Okay? Then I knew, all right, I'm going to talk to them on Tuesday. I'm going to have to tell them what's going on. And I'm going to clean this up, and this is already in motion, and this is it. So hold yourself accountable to that way. And again, it's not about like hold yourself accountable. You know? So many of you are doing that. So many of you are wonderful examples. You inspire me. You're holding yourself accountable in a loving way. You're saying, you know what? I'm going to hold myself more accountable to how I'm doing it. I'm going to get even better. You know? I'm going to stay committed to this practice, and it's going to work. It inspires me. You all think that I inspire you, but you all inspire me. More than you'll ever know. Okay? More than you'll ever know. You're an incredible inspiration. You've done things that were completely impossible for you. Completely impossible, and you've done them. And you're living a brand new life, you know, and you're experiencing it. All its ups and downs. But you're not in the same place you were anymore, are you? No. All of you have. So I wanted to just take this class and just tell you what's on my heart, and tell you what's going on in my life, and hope that as I continue, because I'm going to continue to share this experience with you all. You know, I'm not going through this to be, you know, in solitary with it. You know, as I go through this, I'm just going to share it with you and share it with you and share it with you. Because you know what? If I'm having this lifetime now, okay, I can tell you one thing for sure, everybody. It's coming for you. It's coming for you. It's coming. You know, it's going to draw you out. As you give your life to the practice draws you within yourself, and then it draws you out into the world to continue to make change in any way that you can. So I'm being drawn out into this space, okay? And as I am, so are you all, and I will continue to be honest and share my experiences and my stories with you, as I expect you all to share yours with me. And hopefully, when it is your time to be called into this space, in whatever way it looks for you, you'll have the wisdom and the knowing and the confidence of your brother saying, he did it, I can do it. And that's huge, isn't it? It's huge. We need to be examples for each other. And this is what life's about. It's about being fearless in following what love tells us to do. And really, really trusting that even though we may experience some difficult times as we follow love, the joy and bliss we feel is far beyond anything uncomfortable we experience. And we have to continue practicing through those things. So, thank you so much, everyone, for listening and for being there and for allowing me to share this incredible experience with all of you this time around, okay? So where are we at with time? How long did I run for?
7:12 right now.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So it's really important now, okay, now that all that warm, fuzzy stuff is all good. I want you all to give me, okay, your impressions, okay? And I want you to be honest, okay? Because I'm going to know if you're not. So just be honest, okay? What are your first impressions about someone doing what I'm doing? Okay? I want people to give me what comes to them as they think about it. Jen?
You know, the only thing that kept coming through is you've learned how to be. And it's a very, very basic thing. And it takes years for many people to unravel what life has done to get you back to where you have to be. And I just have to say thank you, because I've been going through a path you know very well. And last week was instrumental because some major things have happened. And it's not pushing through, it's a test of where I really am.
Right on.
But it's really, and the one thing that I keep talking about is everybody's connected. So just by you having this, I don't want to call it a breakthrough because I think it's been very gradual.
Right.
But just by sharing that, it allows every single person in this room to be connected, to learn how to be.
Wow, that's very powerful. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Keith?
Yeah, I think this is kind of important because it applies to, maybe the male outlook, I don't know. But, the way our minds work, they are, there can be a lot of openness, but there's also an aspect of, there's going to be a critical outlook also right behind it, or
Right.
somewhere that as a possibility.
Right.
So from the male point of view, when I first came here, I thought, well, this guy's kind of hokey, But I only read a little bit of the book, and I recognized something in there that I had experienced. And at the same time as, maybe, I could put you down as being hokey and say, well, he's hokey, and then not come back or make fun of you or something like that.
Right.
But in a sense, love is kind of hokey, and I'm hokey because I must be hokey because I can totally relate to what you're going through and everything that you say.
Right on.
Because I've gone through a lot of that myself.
Right.
And it's like you don't really know what's going on. You just go.
Now, we didn't get a chance to talk to Keith, but you said that, I think you told some people that after your first experience here, you kind of had some transformational things happen in your life in one way or another. Are you open to share a couple of things that kind of happened?
Sure, I can be fairly brief, I think.
Okay.
I ended up being in the chamber when I came here, and all through the past 10 years, I started looking into studying this non-duality stuff, and because I would get the feelings of like, where did this come from? I feel like why I should feel like this all the time, but I don't, and it's like a good feeling, like basically really good freedom.
Yes.
Sort of like a sense of freedom. Anyway, as I've gone on and studied, I haven't really done any form. I used to do formal meditation practice to some degree, and then I don't do that anymore. I just constantly look really close at what's going on all the time, inside and outside myself, and it deepens those feelings of freedom, simple, very simple, beautiful freedom. That sometimes they'll last a little longer, a little less, but they gradually somehow deepen, becoming more real. But then I always go back to my thinking mind, and it's like that's pretty. It's kind of stable in a sense. I mean, it's not stable at all, but at the same time, it feels like it's the same old me.
Right.
And it doesn't deepen. It just it's very.
Yeah, it has a fluctuation, but it stays in a range.
But anyway, the deepening kind of deepens. It's obvious that each time I come back to it, it's a little deeper. Well, after the chamber, there was another significant deepening, like the following day, and it was like when I was in the chamber, you were saying, stop the doubt. You would say, don't doubt anymore. And the next day, I didn't have any doubt. It's like, this is so beautiful. And now today, before I came in, it's like, I hate to say it, but I mean, because it's put in words, so I hate to put it in words. But it feels like eternal life. And it's like,
Isn't that?
Because it's eternal now.
Yes, it is.
Eternal now.
Isn't that what the practice teaches us? That we're really all living our eternal lives right now, and as we cross over, and what's happening to Keith is, I've talked to many of you who have gone through this. He's crossing over. Okay, he's living in heaven on earth more now. Okay, and less just on earth. He's crossing over. You're crossing over. More of you are crossing over. More and more of you are crossing over. Okay, and when you're going through times like you're going through, where you're working against some inertia, or where you are going through, Sarah, you're working against some inertia, okay, what Keith is experienced, okay, and what I speak of, and what the practice, it's an inevitability. So all you have left is to continue to surrender what needs to be let go of, what needs to be healed. But there's no sense of impossibility. It's happening, and I think the biggest thing that happened with Keith is, he was brought here and he overcame his mind, okay? His mind said, he's hokey, he's this, he's that. But his heart said, no, he's not. He's just like me. He even has the same name, just not a common name. And when he received that healing from all of us, and his doubt was removed, his heart never doubted it. Your heart doesn't doubt it. Your heart doesn't doubt it. Doubt is removed from the mind. The heart doesn't doubt. If the heart doubted, we'd be dead. The heart does this. Boom, 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 boom. It doesn't doubt, should I be, should I not be? It just boom, boom, boom. The mind has the luxury of doubt, okay? Until it doesn't. Now, for you to doubt things again would just seem crazy, wouldn't it?
Well, it's not, I'm sure I'll still go back into my old mind, but like I say, it's becoming more
deep,
confident and more real.
Nice. Wow. Wow. So you know what, guys, gals, members of the studio audience?
Where's Topol Chichi?
I think we should all be feeling pretty confident about what we're doing right now. I think we should all be feeling pretty confident about what's going on and what's happening. I think we should all be feeling pretty confident that we're being led by the truth, and we're listening, and we're following, and we're practicing. And as long as we keep coming to every moment of our life with a mind open to change and a heart open to love, a mind willing to change and a heart open to love, I just don't think we can go wrong. I think we're going to continue to go through things that may feel a little uncomfortable at times, but on the other side of it is going to be a deeper, deeper experience of bliss and peace. And we are living eternally right now. We are.
I'm just saying, the expiration, the more expiration we do, getting rid of the more inspiration is there.
That's right. Yeah. People don't want to go into the expiration. People don't want to clean up, all right? When you give yourself to cleaning up, okay, you become such an amazing receiver. When you do something without wanting anything from it but the joy of doing it, you receive something amazing in return. When you just do what needs to be done.
That reminds me of one other thing that I think really applies. I was sharing it with her before the meeting. I came across this quote today. It's an old ancient quote. Be open to everything and be attached to nothing. And when I thought about that, I thought it has to apply to both work and things that I don't want to do,
yes,
and also to the beauty that I love.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's everything.
It's such a great quote. It came from Tolopa from the past.
Wow.
Buddhist.
Perfect.
Anybody could have said that if they just saw it.
Yeah, exactly.
Be open to everything and attached to nothing.
So, more importantly than what I'm going to do in a park, okay, is what it symbolizes. And I want everyone to take this with you, okay? We have to be willing to be these people in public, okay? We have to be willing to be the people we are in this room in public. We have to start readying ourselves, okay? As I've been prepared, okay, I always hope that I can accelerate your preparation. By going through something, I always hope I can help other people go through it more quickly and easily and with less suffering if possible. So start preparing yourself to be the person you are in this room in public. Really, don't let the person you are in this room and outside this room change too much anymore. Stay in the depth of what you are and what you know to be true, and just share it with the world in every way that you can, okay? It's time for us to all be willing to take this public in our own day-to-day lives, in every moment that God gives us the opportunity to.
Wait. I thought you were saying we needed to support you going out.
You are. But and you're doing it, you're not doing it in the same way. You're just doing what you're doing here in your life every day. You're just committing to take it public. You're not committing to do what I'm going to do. You're just committing to do what you're able to do. No, I'm not asking you to do it.
I know, I was being
I know you are, but no, and
just
it's not,
a little tiny.
yeah, there was some concern. No,
I was
that's
just being myself.
that's great. So this is a doorway that I'm walking through right now, and I'll share it all with you, and we'll practice it. You know, we'll practice it, and as I practice it, like with everything, as we commit to practicing it, we'll get better and better and better at it, and we'll learn, and we'll be willing to hear feedback from people, and we'll be willing to take commentary from people, and we'll let what they say have a purpose and a meaning, not necessarily make a decision for us. But it'll be wonderful for you all to have this experience through me, of me doing this, so that you'll understand that it is a safe place, that being who we really are in the most public way is really what we're called to do.
I was waiting for that lady to give me the opportunity to be my new self.
Yeah.
And I was working on her, like Janice
You
said,
can whatever you want.
I was working on blessing her remotely. She never crossed my path, but she looked happier. But she never gave me that opportunity, which may be what I was really looking for. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, something shifted.
Yeah, and you know what the beautiful thing is? If that opportunity comes up, you'll see the sign. You'll know that you're ready,
Yep.
and you'll step into it. You don't have to push it. You just had to practice your practice so that when the sign comes up, you go, oh, this is the time for me to go do that. And you'll just step right into it and be completely yourself, and it'll go just the way it's supposed to go. And that moment will come, and that moment will pass, and that'll be that. So that's really wonderful.
And the best shift is the shift that happens within us, whether the
Right.
other person gets it or not. The shift happened in you.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, and always just remember this, that one of the big lessons I learned, okay, was that if you really want your life to be governed by God, okay, you just can't be that busy. You can be busy in your life, okay, you can be busy being a servant, doing things, but you can't be too busy with things that aren't really that important. You have to let go of things that aren't that important, that are preoccupying your mind, okay? Past thoughts, issues, fears, garbage. You know, everybody, it's really important. It's important that you clean out your houses. It's important that you clean out your possessions. It's important that you allow yourself the luxury of giving your environment order and getting rid of things that no longer apply to who you are and what you are, okay? And more than that, as you go through them, give yourself the opportunity to go through the reflection, should there be any, you know. Getting rid of things is a huge exercise in emotional release, if you have emotional release to do. If, you know, a lot of what I got rid of, I didn't have any attachment to at all. But there were some things that I had to stop and just be with it. And have a visit, you know, have a visit just have a visit with God and just be like, wow. And do some forgiveness and do some letting go, and you know, but it cleans the space. You get what I'm saying? All opportunities to clean the space. So we have time for the chamber, right?
Always.
We
We have 3
technically
minutes.
3, but hey, if people are willing to go to 5, that's good for 5.
Yeah, I think it's a powerful night. I would like to have, if there were 3 people in the room that really felt they needed to be in the chamber tonight. I want 3 people in the room. People can raise their hands, but I'm looking for 3 people in the room that really feel like they need to be in the chamber tonight. Okay. You're definitely one. You're definitely one. Okay, so I need the 3rd one. 3rd one? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yep.
You up for it? That'd be sweet. Okay, everybody. So we have Tiffany.
I was gonna say.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, both of you. 2 sisters. We have 2 sisters here. This is Tiffany, everybody.
hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Been watching online, guys.
Yeah, Tiffany's been a friend of mine, and she's been in the practice for many, many years. So this is just very special for me. So, what is your name?
Robin.
Robin. Keith, it's nice to meet you. Okay, sisters, come on in. You guys know what this looks like. If you don't, you're gonna feel it.
If it hasn't yet, then you're okay.
Everybody, come on in.
No sudden movement.
All right.
I think you're all right.
There we go.
I'm not gonna need a healing circle in the ambulance.
No, you're not.
Bad happens. Hmm.
Let's really give God full authority in our lives to dissolve old bonds. Whether they've been born in the name of family, marriage, trauma, if we are bonded to something in a way that it is no longer purposeful for God's eternal vision for us, we need to be willing to see those bonds that need to be broken, and we need to be willing to do the work we need to do to break them. Not with malice or anger, not out of fear, not out of pride. But with love, we break the bonds. And with love, we give them an opportunity to reform. We have to give up this antiquated view of family, everybody. Family isn't where we come from in our classic sense. Family is where we come from in our divine sense. We don't have any more or less obligation to anyone. We have the same level of obligation to everyone, to be the best we can, to not enable, to be honest, to give appropriate support that catalyzes change in another person and gives them help in making the changes that they need to make. Codependence and enabling stagnate the natural evolution of consciousness. We must not be afraid to witness suffering that is truly necessary to bring about exponential change and shift. Both of your physical bodies are carrying excess weight, unnecessary. This will no longer be a part of your lives. This weight is being lost right here and right now. You are responsible to love yourselves with all your heart and love God with all your heart. And love around you what you can love around you with all your heart. That does not mean you are responsible for its well-being. There is a natural, innate energy of well-being in everything. Should it be acknowledged, supported, and fortified by the individual, it will grow. I ask you 2 sisters to come together tonight in a new relationship. Not a relationship based in your past any longer, but a relationship based in your future together. Not a relationship that made you feel different, but a relationship that makes you feel one with each other. There we go. It's time for health to be a priority in all lives. Beautiful. Tiffany, you're good. Your sister. Repeat, I am ready for everything about my life that is not sustainable to become apparent to me. So that with the strength of God's will, I can make the changes God wants me to make. And I can glorify God in my ability to make those changes. Beautiful. This is Veronica. Veronica, some love. You're in the circle. Everybody who's in this room, I want us all to bless Veronica with the gift of perspective. Just perspective. Let us all give you our gift of wisdom as it relates to time. And let us stretch your view of time so that what you have is the ability to see things that seem big now and know that in a certain period of time, which seems like a long time to you but really isn't, they will be much smaller. And give you the grace to deal with what seems to be big now with all of us with you. You're surrounded by 35 grandparents right now saying, honey, we've all gone through what you're going through. It seems like a lot right now, but it'll all work out. Let's say that for Veronica. Say it'll all work out.
It'll all work out.
And it's hard to remember when you're Veronica's age because it's tough. We've all been her age. Let's give her one more. It'll all work out.
It'll all work out.
That's it. The time you're going through is tumultuous and difficult. A lot of transformation and change. There's a lot of times you don't really know who you are and what you're going to do and how your life's going to be and how you're going to make it all work out. Is there anybody in this room that hasn't had that experience? No. One more time, it'll all work out.
It'll all work out.
It gets better.
There you go, Veronica.
We love you.
Yeah.
You're part of the family.
And you know what? Your willingness to step into this area and accept is just a huge validation. It's all going to work out. Because if you're willing to accept love in your heart, it all works out.
It all works out.
How many people in this room are proud of Sarah?
We're all
She's battery pack. Damn. The batteries.
How much time I have left?
As long as it's.
I mean, the clock.
Oh, battery's dead, but it's still recording, so I don't know what that means. Let's just go with it.
Supernatural. We're in the supernatural. We're in the afterlife of the battery. We're
Yeah.
experiencing the eternal life of the battery. Repeat, I'm done with this mind. This is just her, Sarah.
I'm done with this mind
That torments me,
that torments me,
argues with me,
argues with me,
works against me.
works against me.
I officially declare
I officially declare
I have nothing left to prove to it.
I have nothing left to prove to it.
This is not the mind
This is not the mind.
that's going with me.
It's going with me.
I'm taking it out of my suitcase.
I'm taking it out of my suitcase.
As I cross over,
As I cross over,
a new one will be given to me.
a new one will be given to me.
wanted it to make it through
I wanted it to make it through
because it has so many memories.
because it has so many memories.
I can't imagine living without.
Can't imagine living without.
But as I embrace eternity,
But as I embrace eternity,
all memories can't go with me.
all memories can't go with me.
There we go. I am ready to delete all of them
I'm ready to delete all of them
that are not fond,
that are not fun,
supportive,
supportive,
and validating
and validating
of God's love in my life.
of God's love in my life. That was good.
Remember, when you're a better person, the world's a better place, right? I love you guys. Thanks for being here. If you're not here, there's no reason for you to be
Thank
here.
you,
remember?
everybody.
Love you, everybody.
Love you.